Hey everyone, we are going to be looking at everything about possible Hurricane Gonzalo and possible Tropical Storm Hannah. Before we could get into the forecast, be sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel and do like these types of weather videos and forecasts. Right now we are looking at the 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook. As you can see, Tropical Storm Gonzalo has formed just west of the Caribbean islands and is expected to potentially make landfall on Puerto Rico and that type of area. So definitely if you live in that type of area, you definitely could see a tropical storm landfall, and Tropical Storm Gonzalo is expected to turn into a hurricane. We will show that in just a moment. And we also do have Invest 91L. Now, a 50% chance of a cyclone formation in 5 days. As you can see, where that X is, it is currently just below the Florida Panhandle in southern Alabama, right there, and it is expected to potentially make landfall on portions of Texas and Louisiana. So, definitely could see multiple landfalls in the upcoming days for portions of the U.S. Now, here's the current path for the Tropical Storm Gonzalo. Like I said, it is potentially going to make landfall on portions of these Caribbean islands, including Jamaica. Definitely could see a landfall in the upcoming week. As you can see, by Monday, it's going to, around 8 a.m. Monday, it will reach just below this Dominican Republic, and by around Tuesday of next week, it could reach Jamaica. So Jamaica could definitely see, and Cuba could definitely see a landfall in the upcoming week. Most likely next week, you could see a possible landfall by this tropical storm, and it is expected to turn into a hurricane by 8 a.m. Thursday. 8 a.m. tomorrow, it is expected to turn into a Category 1 hurricane, and it does have a chance to turn into even a Category 2 hurricane by 8 a.m. Friday. By 8 p.m. Friday, it's still that hurricane strength, most likely a Category 1 still, and by 8 a.m. Saturday, it weakens back down to a tropical storm. Most likely will stay that way until as it is entering that drier air. Wind speed probabilities, and definitely these Caribbean islands could see some tropical storm force winds possible, but most likely you will only see some very weak tropical storm force winds for right now, but those chances definitely could increase in these upcoming days. Even portions of very northern South America could definitely see a possible tropical storm force winds from this. So it's really not going to make any huge impacts currently, but definitely could in the upcoming days. Arrival time of winds, and by Wednesday 8 p.m. it will reach just to the northeast of South America still, but by Saturday 8 a.m. it will start making impacts on portions of the Caribbean islands and even portions of very northern South America, as you can see there. By Sunday 8 a.m. it still is not making very much impacts, as you can see, but definitely could make impacts on portions of Cuba and Jamaica, and even the Dominican Republic, and even Haiti could see some impacts from this tropical storm / hurricane. Wind advisories, and there's really not much impacting. Like I said before, this is really just in the middle of the Atlantic right now. It really is not making any impacts, but those are some tropical storm force wind advisories right in that orange shading color. So we are seeing those tropical storm force winds within this storm here. We are not currently seeing any warnings for this tropical storm yet, but once it does approach like northern South America and even approaches around Cuba and the Dominican Republic, we could definitely see some warnings issued for portions of Cuba. The Dominican Republic definitely could see some warnings for this tropical storm approaching that type of area. There's that cone like I've showed earlier in that blue. Could definitely see some impacts from this tropical storm Gonzalo. Now let's go ahead and look at the spaghetti models here. This is for tropical storm Gonzalo, and the global hurricane models are predicting it is gonna go in this type of general area like I've showed earlier. It will make impacts on portions of Cuba and the Dominican Republic possibly, and even Jamaica. So definitely if you're in any of those countries, you definitely need to be prepared for this, as it could definitely make some impacts on portions of those areas, and even some more areas. We currently do not know as of this point. It is still in that middle. It's currently in the middle of the ocean right now. So we currently do not have very much confidence of where this is gonna go, but it most likely is gonna approach the Gulf of Mexico, that type of area there. Here's the GFS spaghetti models, and definitely most of them are going into that Gulf, and only one is going up the coast here of the eastern coast of Florida. But most of them are going into the Gulf, and really not strengthening much. I just seeing 1,006 millibars, and you're getting up to 1,008 millibars. But it is showing it might strengthen once it gets to around the Texas area, 1,005 millibars, and you're getting it to around 1,002. So it could definitely strengthen if it does make it all the way through here in the Gulf. But definitely it's gonna weaken a couple times before it does strengthen from that drier area, if it even does. The CMC symbols, and you're seeing a couple go up the coast here and just kind of turn out to sea there. You're also seeing some that are going into the Gulf and maybe even strengthening back up to tropical storm force strength, and then maybe making impacts on portions of Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. But it most likely is going to go into the Gulf, but there is also those chances it will just turn out to sea and maybe even strengthen out to sea and really get to a Category 2 or 3 hurricane, but most likely it's going to stay either Category 1 or Category 2 possibly of a hurricane strength here. Lastly, here's the infrared satellite loop. As you're seeing, lots of convection in the middle, and has developed that center of point right in around that type of area, and it is moving definitely some pretty decent. It's definitely moving pretty decently fast, as you're seeing here, and it's looking very organized. The cloud cover is very good on this. You're really seeing that spin coming up there in that middle of the circulation, and really big convection in this middle, and really just a very good healthy storm, as you're seeing here. And definitely you can see that kind of tropical storm shape here, and there's lots of convection, like I said, lots of cloud cover, which is indicating this is going to be a very healthy storm until it does enter some more drier air, and then potentially it could strengthen back up into a Category 1 hurricane and then make impacts on portions of the Gulf states. So really do not know what's going to happen here as of now, but definitely we are confident that this might make impacts on the Gulf states, but not as expected. Let's go ahead and let's look at Invest 91L. And just a couple minutes ago, we just got a new update. 80% chance of a cyclone formation in 5 days. Recent satellite wind data indicate that broad low pressure area has formed in association with the tropical wave over the central part of Gulf of Mexico. However, the accompanying shower and thunderstorm activity is currently poorly organized, so conditions appear conducive for additional development. So definitely this does have a very big chance for a cyclone formation in the next 48 hours or so. Definitely you really need to keep an eye on this, Texas and Louisiana, because this could definitely change into a tropical storm very fast in the next 48 hours or so. And this is moving definitely pretty fast. Yesterday it was just below Florida here. It's definitely moving very fast here, and could definitely change the strength very fast as we get into the next 48 hours. So definitely need to keep an eye on that. Let's go ahead and look at the infrared satellite loop and where this could make impacts on. Alright, so right now we are currently looking at the infrared satellite loop of Invest 91L, as you're seeing right there. Definitely very disorganized thunderstorms and showers around this. It hasn't really developed that center of point yet, but you definitely could see some spin within this. Kind of those showers and thunderstorms kind of going up here is indicating there's some spin right in this type of area. That's where it is, just south of the coast of Louisiana. Louisiana is just up here. Let me kind of put that up there a little bit. There's Louisiana right up here in that type of region. And you can definitely see this just below. You can definitely see this invest just below Louisiana. It could make impacts on portions of Louisiana and Texas. So definitely need to keep an eye on this for some pretty good rainfall amounts and maybe some pretty gusty winds from this, and it could most likely it's going to produce that tropical depression strength, and definitely could possibly turn into a tropical storm from these very warm waters and low wind shear from this. So definitely do have pretty good confidence this is going to make landfall on portions of Louisiana and Texas, but really don't know what this is gonna do. Just to take in the fact that we do have some more cooler waters just off the coast of Texas here. So right now it is currently over some more warmer waters. You definitely see some very good convection in here and cloud cover within this invest, but definitely very unorganized as you're seeing here. Definitely not really looking like that tropical it's not really looking at like that tropical storm out in the Atlantic, but definitely it is trying to organize. I'm seeing they're kind of combining here, trying to form that possible tropical depression. Here's the marine surface plot, and you can definitely see where that low is. That's where it currently is, just south of Louisiana, right there, and west of the western coast of Florida, kind of just in the middle of the Gulf where those super warm waters are. So this could definitely develop very fast in the next 48 hours or so. Global hurricane models are saying this is going to most likely make impacts on Texas, and could maybe make some impacts on Louisiana, as the outer bands will hit that type of area there as well. But most likely the center point will make impacts on Texas, as you can see there. Most likely Houston could definitely see the major impacts. So definitely Houston, you need to really keep an eye on this, as this could definitely make landfall straight on to Houston in the next 48 hours or so. Intensity guidance, there is one going up to Category 1 hurricane, but most likely it's going to stay at a tropical depression strength, or possibly make that tropical storm strength. Most likely it's going to be a lower end tropical storm, or it could be a mid-range tropical storm force strength. So it could go either way. We could go all the way up here to a Category 1 mid-strength Category 1 hurricane, or it could just stay down here to a tropical depression or tropical storm. So definitely there's lots of chances for this happening. CMC and symbols, and definitely most of them are going into that Texas area, and the GFS and symbols are making impacts on the Texas area. So most of these models are agreeing this will make impacts on Texas. If you did enjoy this forecast, I would definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel if you did like this video, and make sure to share this video with any friends or family that may be impacted by this Invest 91L, or maybe Tropical Storm Gonzalo. Anyways, stay safe.